If you're someone who wants to get an IT job or wants to start your career in IT side, this video is for you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 hot trending roles that are in the market right now, which has got a lot of demand. And of course, 3 of them are really easier for anyone who is a fresher or who wants to start an IT career freshly. So let's say you are in a different job, non-IT job, and wants to switch to IT, then this video is for you to understand what are those top in-demand skills that you should achieve to get into the IT job. So a lot of people have got a lot of energy and enthusiasm to start your IT career, but when it comes to getting started or choosing the right option, you get confused and you drop the plan to move ahead. So I've created this video for you to understand what are those top 5 things or top 5 roles you can aim to get started with, and then achieve your dreams of getting into the IT side. So let me start sharing my screen here. Okay. Yep. Okay, so here are the 5 different roles that I'm talking about. The first 4 are easier options for someone to get started immediately. I would say, when I say immediately, maybe 2 to 3 months, or maybe quicker than that as well. Someone who is really working hard, working aggressive in terms of planning out and all. Yeah, so those are the 4 roles which you can start aiming towards. And the last one, which what you see, is the data science and machine learning, which is a bigger career path, but is called a highly in demand technology, or which is kind of booming a lot these days, and even the upcoming years, let's say 10 to 12 15 years down the line, data science and machine learning engineers will be very much in demand, and the salaries are like going to be skyrocket. So let's talk one by one, right? So first one is a business analyst. So business analyst is an easier option. So let's say you have got a good communication skills, if not a very proficient, if they are kind of manageable communication skills, talking to so the major thing which happens in the business analyst role is you talk to different stakeholders, get the requirements from the stakeholders, and then document them and maintain them. So that's the major role which a business analyst plays. So in case if you are someone who you think is having good communication skills, manageable communication skills, then yes, business analyst is your quicker path to get into the IT side. And okay, the second option is the test analyst or the QA engineer role. So if you are someone who has got interest in, let's say, testing side, or maybe automation side, if you have some interest towards coding, a bit of coding, and if you are aware of maybe someone who has taken the Java course or in your past, right? So if you have taken some Java course and wants to get into coding side and want to very quickly get started with IT job, right? So this is for you. So test analyst, what happens here is the test analyst role is majorly for the person who is really having good attention towards details, right? So for example, what exactly the test analyst does. So test analyst actually tests the software which is developed by the developers, right? So for getting into this role, you need to have that skill of attention to details, and the skill of thinking out of the box and trying to uncover all those cases that you want to test. So we call it as test cases there. So don't worry if you are new to it, but it's all achievable and easier skills you can actually get hang of within a quick span of time. So that's the easier, test analyst is an easier job as well for if you want to get into IT side immediately. When I say immediately, again, close to 3 months of timeline you can actually put, but if you are aggressive, yes, you can actually start quicker than that. So the next one is the RPA developer, which is robotic process automation developer. So this is one of the hottest skill which is in demand right now, and most of the people are getting into that skill, right? So there are a few advantages there, right? So the RPA developer need not know the coding side much. Most of the RPA work or a RPA developer work that a person does is most of it is drag and drop, and you just need to configure few jobs and automate them. So it's easier compared to an actual developer writing some 100 lines of code or getting confused what to do, right? So I mean, I would say if you're having that interest in coding, a bit of coding more than a test analyst, um, coding level, if you're having that skills or if you're having that interest to explore those things, yeah, RPA developer is one of the um, role that you can aim for. So again, it doesn't take much time for you to learn the RPA. So there are different tools that are in the market right now, like UiPath or Automation Anywhere and Blue Prism. So all of these tools are there in the market. You can just learn one tool. I would suggest UiPath or Automation Anywhere, whatever it is. But one tool, be perfect in that, and then yes, of course, you can get a job quickly, right? So that's RPA developer role which you can aim for. And the fourth one is the data analyst. Data analyst is a role which you can aim for if you have got some interest towards databases and how the data is stored. If you're curious to know how the data is stored and how it is retrieved from different databases and all. So what a data analyst role does is basically, a data analyst is basically responsible to analyze the data. When the software systems are in place, a database system is also in place, as you all know, right? So all our data, let's say Flipkart or Amazon, whatever you are ordering, all your data, all the customer data and the products data is stored in the databases basically. So a data analyst basically works more towards the data and doing the analysis of data. So data analyst will do the analysis of data. It can be through statistics or it can be through SQL or different roles. So different skills basically, right? So you need to learn those skills, to get into a data analyst role. So it's again achievable, but not as easy as the RPA developer or a tester or a business analyst role. So it is in the chronology, if you see, right? So easier one is to get into is the business analyst, but you need to have good communication skills there. And if you are not so confident in stakeholder management or talking to different people, managing the requirements, then test analyst role is for you. And if you've got little more interest in terms of coding and all, RPA developer is for you. And if you're still more interested to analyze the data, or you're curious to know how the data is been handled in different systems, or if you have an interest towards moving as a data scientist in your future, then I would suggest data analyst is the right role that you should aim for. Okay. And the fifth one is the data science and machine learning engineer. So when I say data science and machine learning engineer, there are different sub roles which comes under that umbrella. So it is just not one role. The data scientist or machine learning engineer is more about DevOps sort of activity as well. It includes, there are a lot of different roles that comes under, but this is a hottest trend nowadays, and it's going to be a hottest trend for next 10 years at least. So if you are someone who is not so aggressive in terms of getting a job right now, or if you have someone who is already into IT job and wants to switch to a better career option, then data science and machine learning is for you. So if you are a fresher and doesn't have much dependency financially to start earning as soon as possible, then I would suggest spend some time, learn data science, and then get into a very hottest skill. It will take time, getting into data science and machine learning will definitely take more than 6 months of time. At a minimum stage, I'm telling you, at a minimum level, minimum to 6 months, it definitely takes. But whereas the first three roles, business analyst, test analyst, and RPA developer, is something which you can achieve immediately, or when I say immediately, again 2 to 3 months of time, and it's a kind of low hanging fruit. So when you're hungry, what do you do? If you have a tree in front of you, you have to grab a fruit and eat first since you're hungry. So if you're in such situation, grab any one of these three low hanging fruits and then start your job, and then you can actually progress into data analyst or data science or whatever it can be. You can get into different other roles as well. Okay, so hope this video has helped you in understanding the top trends of IT right now and how the easier way to get into an IT job. So there is a free webinar that I'm going to conduct soon. I think there should be a link in the description or somewhere. Just register to that, and then it's all free information that I'll be providing in the webinar for you to get started with any of these roles if you're interested. So register there, and I'll meet you the other side. And keep looking out for my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel as well, and a Facebook group as well. So you can actually register, or maybe be part of that group to know more, to get more videos and get more knowledge about exploring or getting to upgrading your skills and getting into the better job in IT side as well. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the other side on the webinar, which soon will be conducted. Don't forget to register with the link. Take care until then. Goodbye. This is Shoaib logging off.